Just a personal gripe about the so-called AI tools that are supposed to save time. And let me just reiterate what I've said many times before, and I say to everyone, there is no I in AI. There is no intelligence in AI. It is just a technological tool, nothing else. I have just spent, it's now 8 p.m. I've spent the entire day working with Cursor, which I think it's currently using Gemini 2.5 as the LLM. And this is the tool that I've been using mostly to build my mybooking.clinic website. I've spent the entire day trying to add one extra function. And the function itself is moderately simple conceptually, a bit tricky technologically to insert it into the existing code and make sure the workflow happens correctly. But every time it touches the code, it breaks something. It's like every time. And I've just spent the last hour, like every now and then I go back to the computer, I see what it's done, upload the changes, test it, it doesn't work, I tell it what's not happening, I give it screenshots, I give it log outputs, and then it goes away and says, "Oh yes, I found the problem. I can see what's wrong. Let's fix it." And it just keeps going, like over and over and over again. And I was starting to think, it's like I used to think that these tools are 100 times more efficient than a good human programmer. But now I'm not so sure. I think they're okay at doing the basics, getting the core infrastructure set up, getting the database interactions working, getting the JavaScript in the front end going. But as soon as you start modifying it, it gets confused, because it doesn't actually understand the big picture. Like, it doesn't understand the whole thing. An LLM doesn't have context. They refer to a context window of 500,000 what do they call it? Tokens. 500,000 tokens or 1,000,000 tokens. But that actually isn't enough to understand the entire context of a fairly large application. And I don't know what the context window of Gemini is. I don't think it's 1,000,000 tokens. But it seems to me that it simply takes short guesses at what might be the problem and then just implements what change it thinks is appropriate for its guess. But more often than not, I've found that it's actually wrong. It's just wrong. So, and I've just now, I'm making this video out of frustration, because it's an hour ago, I told it that a button on a web page is not working. Like, you click it, nothing happens. Nothing appears on the console log. Just doesn't do anything. Obviously, there's no event. What do they call it? Event listener. There's no event listener attached to that button click. well, that's, yeah, okay. So you look for references to that button and you see if there's any event listener, if there is, and it used to be, it was there, like it worked perfectly. Now it just doesn't work because in its efforts to add this other little bit of functionality in, it's completely broken the functionality that was there before. And now it's trying to work out why this button doesn't work, but it's not, I can see in its thought processes, it's not really addressing the problem as I've defined it. It's just sort of gone off and looked at a whole lot of different things. All right? If I say, oh, there's no event listener attached to that button, well then, okay, you go and check reference to that button and see if there's an event listener. If there isn't, you just create it. Now, there's no reason why it shouldn't be there because it was there before, but who knows what it's done. I've no idea what it's done. So now it's off doing its own thing. So, and in fact, it completely broke it at one stage. It completely ruined, it just went psycho and utterly destroyed the program. And I had to recover it from a backup. So now I don't know. Well, I'm going to have a good look at what it's done before I upload it to the server, because everything was working first thing this morning until I defined some one, not necessarily simple. It's moderately complex change that I wanted to implement, but it spent, well, now 12 hours. It's been I've been working on it for 12 hours, and it hasn't implemented this one change, and I could have implemented that change by myself in 12 hours. So it's not really as good as we have been led to believe. And even these no-code tools, like I'm using Cursor, even these no-code tools that I watch the videos all the time about Lovable and I forget, or Replit and V0 and other things. Very often you will see them trying to implement a very simple one-page website, and it will get it wrong, and they will spend the whole video on YouTube trying to get it to work, and then they'll just sort of ignore that and just go off on another tangent and just sort of forget the fact that what they were trying to demonstrate actually didn't work. So we are a long way still from these LLM tools replacing programmers. They're okay as tools for programmers to use, but not for ordinary non-programmers to use. So that's my gripe for the night.